Well, we're back here again, and it feels like July is quickly approaching, and to be perfectly honest with you, things are not looking that good. To catch anyone up who has just joined us, I intend, for the month of July at least, to be 100% self-sufficient, eating only what I grow in this allotment. I have unfortunately spent far too much time on the aesthetics of this plot, and I forgot to actually plant some food. But that is all gonna change today. But first, I'm gonna make some of these paths look a little bit more pretty. Now that's done, it's time for what I'm going to be calling my calorie crop. This is going to be made up of my first early potatoes. These are called Sharps Express. So I've got 21 of these seed potatoes, which could crop me about 1 or 2 kilograms per seed potato. So a yield round about, so that's 21 times, carry the 2. Oh, 340 kilograms of potatoes. Wow, I'm going to eat like a king. But for anyone who doesn't share my sense of humour, here are the real ones. Here are the low estimate yields, the medium estimate yield, and the high, if I'm really lucky. But on a serious note, just have a look at those figures and just think about how precarious it could actually be if I was growing food for survival. And this doesn't even include the very real risk of a total crop failure. Because in reality, I'm doing this as a fun challenge, mainly to see if it can be done and how I'm going to do it, and to teach myself more about being self-sufficient. And if this all failed in July, I'm not actually going to starve to death. I'm just going to fail at my challenge and then go to the supermarket, followed by a grovelling YouTube video apology. So the next time you go to the supermarket to buy some food, just think, what would you do if there wasn't any food in the supermarket? And that is my main goal here. And although I'm a gardener and unsurprisingly can grow food and have done for quite a few years, I'm already learning that this is about more than just growing food. It's a systems and process as much as it is about growing the actual food. So there's the potatoes are in, and I will earth those up as they start to grow, and hopefully I'm going to be planting some more potatoes in containers around the edges of these raised beds and try and get some more use out of this space. Now unfortunately I had a camera malfunction and I didn't film myself planting up all these raspberry canes in this bed. There's 2 different varieties. The ones that look half dead are Autumn Bliss, and the other ones are some random golden coloured raspberry that I happen to get off a fellow allotmenteer. But now I'm going to waste a little bit more of my precious time making some more pretty paths. Right, so these are Babington leeks, and if you've never grown these before, they're a little bit different than normal leeks. Instead of sowing seeds every year, these are actually perennial, so once you've got them established, they'll just keep coming back year after year and with no effort. They produce little bulbils on the top of these stems, and that's what I actually planted to get these plants growing and here today. You can also divide up these clumps once they've got going and plant them elsewhere, and they're a really good one if you like the idea of building up your food supply over time. Now in terms of planting, they're not that fussy at all. I'm just putting these in some decent soil, spacing them out a little bit, and giving them a little bit of room to develop, and that's pretty much it. No need for trenches or anything like that, which is what you get with traditional leeks. They're more of a low maintenance crop. You're not trying to get these big blanched stems, it's more about having a reliable edible plant that just looks after itself and creates free food forever, which is right up my street. And right next to these leeks, I'm going to pop in a couple of rows of carrots because I also love them. And for anyone who's interested, these are Autumn King 2 carrots. Now, I'm pretty sure most of you know my views about buying compost. I prefer not to if I can help it, but when I'm starting off so many raised beds, I've already scoured the entire county getting as much free soil as I can get, and now I'm limited on time because I really need to get lots of things planted, so I did have to buy some compost here, but as usual, this is peat-free compost, and that's what everyone should be buying, unless you're like me and accidentally bought some that was really cheap at the back end of last year, but please don't tell anybody about it. I was in such a rush I didn't even look at the label. But this is the last of the large raised beds I've got to fill, and this is the one that's probably going to contain quite a few beans, brassicas, turnips, and probably some more garlic, because you know, you can't have too much garlic. And now we're moving on to the final section that I've got to clear, which I've been putting off for quite a while because it's full of flowers and there are insects all over the place. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to get stuck in and get this cleared because this is where the greenhouse is going to go, and another raised bed which will contain all of the herbs. And because when it comes to gardening, I'm a little bit of a sadist because I've got a van full of power tools that would clear this area for me quite quickly, I'm going to use the old-fashioned garden hoe. Now, if any of my viewers could do me a favour and send me a virtual slap across the back of the head, the next time I suggest using hand tools to do this type of thing instead of the power tools that I've got in the back of the van. I really need to keep reminding myself that I'm so far on the wrong side of 40 that I'm only just on the right side of 50. Well, now that bit is cleared, or at least as cleared as it needs to be. This is the area where the greenhouse is going to go, and then right next to it, with the speed of 1,000 gazelle, I'm going to whip up the final raised bed, which is going to be full of all of my herbs. And then in the greenhouse, fingers crossed, I'm going to be growing lots of cucumbers and tomatoes. I'm not 100% sure if any of you are going to remember this, but I did a little video in my garden, and during that video I actually took a few cuttings from the sage plant that I'd got growing. Those 3 plants there, those are the sage cuttings that I took last year, and they're already small shrubs. Well, it's been a really long day today. I've managed to get quite a bit done. I'm not sure if I could call this no-dig gardening, because that's what I feel like I've done all day, but all I've got to do now is give this a lick of paint and then strim around, which is going to be a nice little time lapse. And don't worry, I'm not going to make any of you suffer by listening to La Cucaracha again. Ha! I'm only kidding, of course I am. I'm really sorry guys, I couldn't resist it. But anyway, let's have a run through this allotment and see what's going on. Well, we've got the potatoes and now the herb bed. That's going to be full of herbs. We have the Babington leeks, carrots and onions in that bed. And then moving on to the huge raspberry bed. And then flipping over here, a bed full of shallots, garlic and onions. And here's a really interesting one. These 3 little green plants you can see here are called Taunton Deane Perennial Kale, and we're going to talk about that later on in another video. And the little white splodges you can see is more garlic, because you really can't have too much garlic. And over here we have the 3 honeyberry plants, and then zipping back through we have a massive strawberry bed, and next to that we have another large bed full of Jerusalem artichokes. And over here in these smaller beds we have aronia and jostaberries, and also rhubarb. So now that you've got a better lay of the land, or lay of the allotment, I'm going to be seeing you guys hopefully next week, where I'm going to have to plant some more food or risk starvation. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this little video, and hopefully again I will see you in the next one.